So this is going to be another fanfiction idea, and it's going to be a Gravity Falls Monster AU. And you may be thinking, well, there's already a Monster AU out there. There's an established one. Well, mine's a little different, in that it's a little darker and a little more violent. It's kind of like Penny Dreadful. A lot of it is Penny Dreadful inspired. Now, this does take place in Gravity Falls, but however, the difference being is that in here, it's set in a different time period, in that it's set during the frontier, where Oregon is recently become a state and it's still being tamed. It's still like untamed wilderness. But during this time, you have you have the Shack, as it's called, which is a trading post. It is a trading post run by Stan Pines, who has a bit of a secret. He has a tendency to rob graves and create new life from it, in that his latest creation is Seuss. He creates Seuss because, yeah, Stan is technically Dr. Frankenstein, and Seuss is the monster. He has him as his servant, and along the way, after an unfortunate accident by his, from Dipper and Mabel's parents, they end up, after they are killed, they end up living with their great-uncle Stan, but they have their own problems of their own. You see, Dipper has a split personality. Dipper in here has a split personality that he's had since childhood. In that, that's Bill. So yes, in this continuity, Bill and Dipper are pretty much Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And Dipper has been living with Bill for a while, but it's only until he's gotten a little older that the Bill persona has been coming out more and more often. It's becoming more violent, more volatile, and he's starting to like black out and wake up days later in just this pool of blood or just violence that he is now being consumed in. Mabel, on the other hand, is kind of normal, in that she is kind of practicing black magic. At first, she was studying black magic to try to find a way to separate her brother from Bill, to separate the two beings from each other. But eventually, she kind of got caught up in it. Now, the thing about magic in here is that whenever there are witches in this story, but however, the magic in this universe, in this story, in this continuity, is that magic works like the Force, in that the more you use it for your own personal gain, or use it like the dark arts, the more it corrupts you, the more it slowly corrupts and twists your body. So hence why some witches look nice and clean and stuff, while other witches are ugly and disgusting. So yeah, Mabel is starting to feel the effects of it, and she wears a lot of makeup to cover it, to cover her use of black magic, because she's suddenly realizing, oh, I can get what I want using dark magic. So it's starting to really corrupt her, even though she's like, no, I'm totally fine. I am totally all good here. Meanwhile, you have other characters like Wendy, who is suffering through... her family is a pack of werewolves. And, yeah, they live out, they live on the outskirts of town because her family are a pack of werewolves, and they live out like outcasts. They live out like, they live out in the woods like outcasts, but actually they go out and hunt other creatures living in the forest. And, Dipper has become kind of infatuated with Wendy, and yeah, he knows a thing or two about split personalities. So he's actually like, he actually finds her in the midst of he first sees her transforming into a werewolf, and eventually when he catches up with her, he's like, I know a thing or two about split personalities, so yeah, I can sympathize. Other characters, such as Ford in here is Ford is an expert on the paranormal, and he is attempting to stop his brother's creation of a new life. He's trying to create a new creature. And yeah, he's trying to put an end to it, as well as try to stop the rest of his family, who is clearly going insane from all these encounters and their own personal vices. So yeah, he's kind of the antagonist in a way. Other characters that are kind of updated is that you have Robbie in here, who is, in this story, his real name is Dorian Gray, and he's been an immortal. If you guys remember the story of Dorian Gray, it's a guy who's immortal, and he can't look at a portrait of himself. So, yeah, well, the portrait ages, he stays young and fresh. And he's actually, in this story, he is a killer he was also Jack the Ripper. And that's why he became immortal, was because, hey, I want to keep killing people. I want to keep killing people. So he's gone to Gravity Falls to start up a new persona. And I also had this idea that Robbie is also he was also the Zodiac Killer. He was all these uncatchable killers throughout history. So that was kind of the idea, is that he is every uncatchable killer, all in one person. Yeah, just thought it'd be a neat little scary idea. While Seuss is more of a hulking giant of a monster. He's gentle, much like with the original Frankenstein monster. He's very gentle, but he still doesn't understand the world, and he is prone to acts of violence for the most part. But yeah, the Bill persona. But also you have Dipper, who is dealing with the Bill persona in him. There are other characters in here like. You also have Pacifica, who in this story is the Northwests are vampires who have been financially keeping the town afloat, the new town of Gravity Falls afloat. But at the same time, they're kind of like, yeah, we get to feed on people and pay off all the other pay off everyone to hide that, yeah, we're horrible, bloodthirsty monsters. You also have Gideon, who in here is also a practitioner of black magic, but he's not as adept to it. He claims to be, oh, I'm this big sorcerer. But Mabel's like, oh, yeah, sure. Let me show you how real magic works, motherfucker. So that was kind of the idea, is that they're all monsters in one way or another. And yeah, and I know what you're thinking. Well, they're all just kind of horrible. That doesn't sound right. Well, when you really think about it, the characters of Gravity Falls are all kind of horrible in their own regards. They're all kind of terrible people. It's just that, yeah, they're just less horrible than most. So yeah, that was kind of what I've always found with Gravity Falls, is that, though they're not exactly heroes in the sense that, yeah, they want to do the right thing, they're kind of all terrible. I mean, hell, in one short segment, Wendy and her friends jacked a police car. And it's kind of incented that Stan's killed people. So yeah, making them actual monsters is nothing short, it's nothing too out of the realm for it. So there you go, guys. That's kind of my version of a monster AU for Gravity Falls. I know, setting it in the frontier, kind of like an Old West feel meets monsters. Like I said, very much like, kind of wanted to give it a feel of like Penny Dreadful. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's pretty much my fanfiction idea. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? What would you do if you could do a monster AU of Gravity Falls? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.